While mutually assured destruction was making everyone miserable on both sides of the Iron Curtain, the loved-up Swedes tried to find a way to reform the image of the tank as an instrument of peace. The unique S-Tank comes in as the 6th greatest ever tank, the pacifist choice. When the tank world first saw the S-Tank, they collectively shook their heads in disbelief.
I think S-Tank astounded everyone. It is so unlike the conventional tank that it was bound to have people's chins dropping for a while they got to terms with it.
The S-Tank is one of the goofier ideas that's come down the pike in the past 50 years.
It caused us to rethink what is a tank and what is the essence of a tank.
From its turretless snout to its protective fence, twin engines, and built-in swimming skirt, the S-Tank is quite simply unique. And its audacity surprised even the Swedes.
Well, I was shocked when I first saw it because I haven't seen that kind of tank before. I was the first soldier in the Swedish army on the S-Tank in '62.
The greatest ever went to Sweden to find out what all the fuss was about.
If we look at Sweden, it's a neutral country, and it's caught between the Warsaw Pact on one hand and NATO on the other. So it needs a posture of robust defence so that no one's going to invade it.
I think S-Tank is designed for an attack by Russia swinging north about and down through Sweden.
To even the most casual observer, the S-Tank has one particularly striking feature: no turret.
It was intended to fight in forested terrain. Narrow forest roads don't lend themselves to a fully turreted design. There's perhaps not even room to swing the gun around. So the first thing the Swedes said was, perhaps I don't even.
The absence of a turret makes the S-Tank just over 7 feet tall. Very handy if your main tactic is concealment.
An S-Tank had this ability to literally dig itself a hole. All you'd see sticking over the top is the gun barrel, hardly anything more. It was designed to shoot and scoop. Under onslaught from large numbers of enemy tanks, you can take a few out, you can then roar off in the opposite direction, dig yourself in again.
In battle conditions, the S-Tank would be buttoned up, all the crew protected inside the tank. But when the greatest ever were in town, posing no obvious threat, everyone could stand up and have a good look around. Extra eyes for the driver.
It's very easy to drive, and even fun. If you're driving on a road, say about 50-55 kilometers per hour, you can turn around 180 degrees in less than a second, if you're good enough.
But it's more like the inside of a fighter aircraft than anything else, in that you're literally using the controls on a stem, everything, right at the edge of your fingertips.
But the jewel in the crown of the S-Tank is its unapologetic main weapon, the fixed gun.
Well, the whole problem with a fixed gun is that you've got to manipulate the whole tank to fire.
You had to be able to aim the whole hull in the same way a fighter pilot aims his whole aircraft. The design breakthrough was a controllable hydropneumatic suspension. The Swedish innovation was to be able to control these in such a way and in such precision that they could be used as a gun aiming device.
To tilt the gun, the first and fourth pairs of road wheels move relative to the other wheels. Because the length of the track is fixed, it means that the tank has to tilt up and down.
What you can see here is the arm that the first road wheel is connected with. And that one moves when you move the hull.
The elegant and sophisticated S-Tank was feted by the world's military. They loved it, but nobody bought it.
It was intended to fight a Russian army on Swedish terrain using Swedish army tactics. It was so well tailored to that mission that in fact it wasn't a very good fit for anybody else in the world.